Yay Networks.
Rocky, no, don't start.
That is my way of saying welcome once again to the Perfect Pair Podcast.
Rocky, stop now. Damn. You are so irritating.
But you love me.
This is true.
I'm very irritating.
Rocky, no, you're not. Like, stop. Oh my God. That was cute though. I hate you.
Welcome to the
I want to laugh.
Perfect Pair Podcast. Rock-T is who I be.
And I'm Krystal. Rock-T's better half.
Indeed.
Jeez, Dave. Oh my God.
So this week's episode, we're gonna kind of pick up from where we left off last week. Kind of, sort of.
Yeah, because we were supposed to talk about the story that I've heard, and I wanted to tell you the story, but we got so caught up in our personal business.
But it had to do with what?
It had to do with what kind of best friend are you, or do you have? Like, in having a best friend that's the opposite sex. And I was just explaining that you and I both agree that we can have friends of the opposite sex.
True.
Some people don't agree.
Absolutely, but I had to let everybody know that there's levels to it.
Right.
So if you didn't watch or listen to last week's episode, go back and listen to that.
Right.
And we're gonna pick it up right here because there are levels.
I mean, we can still talk about the levels right after this story, but I want to get to the story first because I don't want us to talk about us and we never get to the story.
All right, so let's get it going right now. Perfect Pair Podcast starts right now.
This woman has a male best friend, and she feels that. Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, so this woman has a male best friend, and she feels that her male best friend, is marrying the wrong woman. And the reason why she feels like this.
Okay, I see where this is going.
So the woman, the male best friend, the woman that's saying that she thinks her best friend is marrying the wrong woman.
Right.
She recently just got a new job, coincidentally, in the town and city that he lives in. And so far, they were like 5 hours away. So they were not living close. But she just so happened now got a job in the city where he lives with his new fiance.
Okay. Wait, where he lives
with his new
fiance. Okay.
Right. So now that she's in this new city, her BF was like, hey, she told him to take her out for drinks for happy hour so she can meet some of his coworkers because his coworkers are single, she's single, and they're gonna go out for happy hour.
And he's got the fiance.
Right.
Okay,
the
so
fiance.
Her best friend, which is a guy,
right,
is engaged.
Right.
Okay.
And so now she's going with her male best friend.
Right.
To the happy hour to meet some of his coworkers because they're single, and she's just trying to get to meet some people and date, so on and so forth, because he's trying to hook her up or whatever. Well, when she gets they're at happy hour and they're there for like about an hour or so. Well, here comes in the fiance.
Okay.
Walks in, and the fiance walks in and kind of looks like, gives the girl best friend kind of a dry high.
That side eye
like
dry,
high.
like, yeah. Like, yeah, I know about you.
Right.
I get it.
Right. So then she goes and starts talking to her fiance. She said, so then, yes, she said that kind of made me feel uncomfortable. So since she made her feel uncomfortable, she was going to make her feel uncomfortable. So everything her male best friend said, she laughed, like overly laughed,
right,
thinking he was just so hilarious in this. And finally, the fiance kind of looked at her like...
that Claire Huxtable look?
Right. Like... But wait. I had to write down what the girl had said to her. So then the male best friend said he had to go to the restroom real quick.
Right. So left the two women there.
So the fiance said she needed to let her know that this is her man.
Okay.
And now she is the bestie.
Okay.
And she was like, he don't have time and no room for no other female bestie, especially a single one.
Right.
So his best friend, the girl best friend, responds and says, reminded her that a man will cheat whether she is single or not.
Oh, man.
To me, I clenched my little pearls right then and there, like, whoop.
She's coming hard.
Right. And she said that I was making her feel uncomfortable, so she was like, it was time for her fiance to go.
Okay.
Now, hold on. It was more, sorry. So then, whenever they come back, she's still laughing harder and harder now at his stuff. Her male best friend finally leaned over like, hey, can you stop making my fiance feel uncomfortable? Like, chill out with that.
Okay.
She was like, because she cares for her best friend,
right.
she stopped. And she stopped making the
She quit overdoing it. Right.
Making the fiance feel uncomfortable. And so then, the fiance said she wanted to speak. Oh no, the girl best friend said she wanted to speak to the fiance. They needed to have a sit down. They all need to sit down. Okay. So the fiance said, well, I'll talk to her, but I'm going to only talk to her with my fiance there. Mm-hmm. And she was like, well, I don't. She said, why would I need to talk? She said, because the fiance said I needed to be a whole understanding that this friendship is no longer happening.
Absolutely.
This is no longer a friendship.
I can respect
now,
that.
She's saying no to the friendship completely, right?
Right.
Okay. So then the female best friend said now she refused to meet with her. So she's not going to meet with her. So is she wrong? How can she let her male best friend know he's marrying the wrong woman?
That's a lot.
That's what I said.
That's a lot to take in.
What kind of best friend are you and do you have? What is your response to it? Okay. To the man. Tell me to the man. What do you say to this man?
Well, okay, so I'm talking to the guy.
Yes, I want to know what would you tell if this was one of your homeboys. What would you tell him?
Correct me if I missed it somewhere, but it sounds like the man defended his fiance by telling his female best friend to chill out. Quit overdoing it, making my fiance feel uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. So good for him for kind of taking up for his fiance on that end. Okay. And as far as having a three-way conversation.
So what would you tell your female best friend? I mean, so like that's all you would say out of all of that? That's all
no,
you
said,
would have
okay, so you said, what would I tell the male? So I'm talking to the male right
and
now.
Yeah, so
I'm giving him kudos right now. I'm giving him props for defending his fiance because this is the woman he about to marry. This is going to be his new best friend, like for life.
Right.
So you want to defend your fiance's future wife. Okay. Okay? That's the first thing. So kudos for doing that. That's respect. No disrespect to the friend, but this is my wife now. Okay. So our friendship has got to chill on that level to respect my marriage. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean that we still can't be friends, but this is my wife.
Right. Okay.
And you got to draw the line somewhere. Like you can't be calling me anytime you want to.
Right.
You can't be, hey, I got to talk. Can we talk? We can't be going to lunch. We can't be meeting for lunch. We can't be doing our bestie stuff because now I'm about to be married.
Right.
No disrespect. That's where you got to draw that doggone line. And the friend, the best friend, the female, she's got to be willing to say, I respect that. End of conversation.
Okay, so this is what gets me about men. This is what I don't like about you men when it comes. All of that is great. Right. But where have you not noticed that this hoe like you? And she want to be with you.
Are you talking about the best friend?
Yes. Yeah. How can y'all not see it? No, because you're oblivious, obviously, and you've had one of these instances, and we have had one of these instances. Oh, do you want me to bring up one of ours? Because I am, because we only had one, mister. First, I'm gonna tell our story. But let me just say this, men and these female best friends. I do agree we can have a male best friend, because I have them. Yeah. I do agree. And he has female best friends. But you also know, you get a hint. There's an inkling somewhere in the back of your raggedy ass head that says that this hoe like you. And it's been hints all up and through there. And it's like out of nowhere, you're like, oh, oh, that person did. Like, I didn't know. I didn't notice it. This story alone.
Right.
Let me tell you this story alone. As soon as she said she got a job in the same damn city as her
the best friend, that's the opposite sex.
And then you talking about you have him help you hook you up with somebody.
Right.
Like, that's the only other person you could talk to, and you got a whole nother job, and you know he got a fiance, and you ain't asking for the fiance to come. You just asking for the best friend to come. That ain't a hint to you that she ain't caring about who you with, but now she realized you trying to tie down with somebody, so let me come in and see if I can break this up, because I want my turn. I've been patient.
I mean...
You got hoes that will patiently wait and they'll do stuff because they think you see what they doing for you, how they rock with you, how they got your back, that you will eventually see that you want them. They're trying to prove to you that they're better. And as long as they're your friend, they're always going to be there for you. They're going to be in your life.
Okay, I can see. Okay.
So they would rather try to be your friend until you make that move. But they're trying to understand. They don't understand that you don't want them because you're still giving them hope and making them feel like some kind of way. The same way y'all tell us females be doing it to these fools. Y'all be saying, you know what you're doing. You know if he like you. You know if he do this. You know if he do that. You know that's what y'all be telling us.
Yeah, if that's happening.
And then, okay, so this
but what if it's legitimate, like, what if he just look at her as a legitimate friend and that's it? What if he ain't even looking?
Okay. So when we say that, why it can't be the same thing? Because when we say I'm looking at him as a friend, I never looked at him that way. When that dude took a sip of my drink, I did not look at it as anything else. But listen, now that you say it, it's like, you know what? You're right. You're absolutely right.
It's different circumstances when you're single versus when you're with somebody or dating somebody.
And right. And like I said,
when you're single, all that you used to that. That's whatever else is okay, whatever. But now that you're not single no more.
Right, babe. That's what I'm saying. So I get it. Like, you're right. I can't see him as a friend because if you were my friend, you should know better.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's a hint. For some reason, y'all don't catch these hints when these hoes be doing that. And yes, I'm calling y'all hoes. I am. The reason why I'm calling y'all hoes, because y'all know what y'all doing. So, and you been knowing what you was doing from the jump. When you sit up here acting like you doing their hair because you care for them, when it's really they daddy you want.
Ooh, that's pretty deep right there, babe.
When you sitting up here acting like, I need somebody to help me with baseball stuff. When it's really the daddy you want. Like, sit down and have a seat. Real fast. And I'm serious.
Is this the time we go to commercial?
No.
Do we have
because y'all be acting like y'all don't know these hoes are up to something. They're doing whatever they can. And listen, you can tell by the people they date how much they like your man. I'm just saying, because they all favor him. Every last one of them. Even the one she with today. Yes, I said it. I hope she heard it too. What? And I will be happy to have a discussion. Oh, you don't know who we talking about. You're clueless?
How you know I was going to say clueless? Because you heard me say clueless.
Yes. You better not be clueless. Do you want me to give you some more hints about what I'm talking about?
I think I know what you're talking about.
You think? There's only one that I can't stand.
Calm down,
I wish she would say hi to me so I can get off my chest what I want to say to her face.
Oh, man. So back to what we were talking about.
Meaning y'all don't catch these damn hints what these hoes be doing. I'm going to need y'all to catch them. What more do I need to say? Because that's why I wanted to hear your response.
Right.
Because most of you men think this. Most of you men think that, it's no big deal. And then when stuff hit the fan,
right,
when they start saying something, they coming sideways. Because when she came sideways to me, talking about I allowed you to be in their life. Remember that? Remember that comment?
Yeah, that was. That's
when it started. You be like, everything I was seeing was, I should have paid better.
Right. You didn't pick up on it at the beginning.
Well, no. The reason why I'm not picking it up on the beginning, because y'all saying y'all friends, I have no reason not to trust you or her.
Right. Because I never looked at it that way. Tell you the truth.
So that's what I'm saying. I have no reason. But when you start seeing stuff, you kind of seeing a little pattern and then it's kind of disappeared. Then you kind of see who she ended up with and what he looked like. Bald, light skin, thin baseball player. Right? Did. And I said something and will do it again. Had to nip all of that in the butt.
So the moral to the story is the guys don't be picking up on that stuff, but the females do.
I feel like we do. And if we don't pick up on it, you do, we know how to be like, all right, bet, we need to stop.
Well, let me say this now. Let me hit the pause button for a second, because I've seen situations where the female has a male friend, and to the female, the male friend is just a friend. Right? No, it's just a friend, blah, 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 blah.
It does go both ways.
It goes both ways, because
I didn't say it didn't, but y'all make it seem like, y'all say, I just seen that it's just a friend. And y'all want us to accept that because you really feel that. So why can't us females say, we really think it was just a friend? Why can't we just say that?
Who said? Nobody says you guys can't say that.
But y'all don't believe us when we got, because the first thing y'all said, man, you knew what he was doing. Man, you saw that.
Because it's different. Listen.
No, it's not.
Guys flirt differently than girls. See,
true.
Like y'all.
But actually, low key, we kind of do it. We just do it better than y'all.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all perfected the art of flirting, but not flirting. Throwing a little bait out there just to see if they're going to bite and still kind of be cool with it.
Oh, my God.
Come on now. You know, you just said it.
Yes, but not with a friend.
Yeah, even with friends.
No.
Come on, man. You can't say, I'm not saying you, but I've seen women that has friends that's the opposite sex or whatever, and they want to be sure that before they cross that line, they want to throw some bait out there to see if they're going to bite on the bait. And if they bite on the bait, they'll keep on, okay, now maybe I can flirt a little bit more harder outside of just the friendship stuff.
Well, then that's not my friend then. If you want to do all that, we just can't be friends. Because I don't need that. That's because I can't. How
many times have you seen friends that are legitimate friends?
Well, yeah.
And then
they be in a relationship.
And then they end up being in a relationship because they are such good friends.
Right.
But the only reason why they never done it up until that point is because they didn't want to risk ruining the friendship.
Right.
But if you think about it, you should be best friends with your mate.
Right. You should.
I mean,
you're right. I don't know how to just look at it. When I look at my friends, though, like my friends.
I never understood that about if you have, you have whatever your mate is. Well, right. It's not your mate. You got a good friend. You got a really, really good friend.
Right.
And why are these good friends so afraid to cross the line to say, let's try it?
Or maybe they don't really see each other in that way.
But most of the time they don't see each other in that way is because they don't want to mess up the friendship.
But there are times that it's like that, but most of the time, I know for me, it's just, I don't see you that way. I just don't. I don't. When you're my friend, when I look at you as my friend, I don't see you that way. I don't want to.
I mean, that part is cool too.
Because it's just like, think about it. If you don't like men, so you're never going to look at a man like, I want you.
Right.
So, because you just don't. That's right. Not your preference. You're not attracted to that. That's not what you want. So it's just the same. It's like, that's how I feel about it.
Okay, so if you're in a relationship and it fails, then you're in another relationship and it fails, and you're dating again, and so all your relationships are failing,
right?
Not working out. But then you got this best friend that's always that you just like, everything seems like just perfect. Y'all get along, y'all think alike, y'all got a lot in common.
I don't know. I don't know.
Never have?
No, I don't feel like, why?
Yeah.
Because we're just friends. I don't see you that way.
Right.
And I don't know if that's why I kept a lot of my guy friends my friends, because they knew from the jump it was just not that. Like, I don't see you that way. I don't want you that way. You never had to guess with me.
Right.
There was no guessing. Like, no. Because if you ask, if I felt like, if I didn't know I was, and you say something, I'd be like, no, I don't like that. Like, I'm quick to tell you.
No, you've done a really good job of separating.
Like, I don't know.
You've done a good job.
I just think, like, when you start saying levels, I'm like, you're right, because I didn't understand what you were saying levels on the last episode, but you're right, because it's levels to me is like respect in a relationship. Mm-hmm. It's just like my friend, like I was telling you, my friends, me and you, we've had our kids and they're grown, pretty much grown up. We have, our last one is 14. My friends, their youngest is like 1, 2 years old. So they're like, it's just beginning for them.
Right.
And they're getting really busy. So now the things that I want to do, they can't so much do, or it takes more effort for them to be able, they got to get sitters and stuff. I respect that though. Like, it's not like, it's just an automatic thing. My guy best friends, as soon as they got with their girlfriends or their wives, I never speak to them first.
You hit the pause button.
Oh yeah, it was pause.
You didn't interfere.
No.
Did any of them come to you to try to get your advice on problems they may have been having with their wives? Good.
No.
Because that's another thing you shouldn't do.
Yeah, no, they never said anything, came to me about, like if we haven't seen each other in a while, they be like, man, she be tripping and this and that. But it don't be like, no, I think it's just kind of one of these conversations where, oh, he was getting on my nerves. But it's not going in depth.
Well, let me retract a second, because I've also seen situations where a husband had a really good friend that was a woman, and this husband had issues with his wife, and he would always call on the friend for advice. Like, am I over? He would always get advice from his female friend. And most of the time, the female friend would say he was wrong. Right. She would take up for the wife.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of like a friend. It's a friend being a friend.
And then when the wife found out that he would receive advice from the...
Yeah, because it's disrespectful. It's like a whole nother woman that...
But the wife got mad at first, because I can't believe you talking to this... like that.
Found out.
And then she found out, well, wait a minute, she's defending her most of the time. Then they became pretty good friends.
Right, because that's when that person respects your marriage. Like, you can trust that. Like, they're respecting the marriage. You see the change.
The T word.
The trust.
The trust word.
That you can trust. Because it's like, you're not going to come into, like you said, I'm not coming into our situation, our relationship, just automatically trusting my guy best friends. It's like, I'm not automatically trusting your girl best friends. But, you pay attention to what they do.
You got to earn that.
Right, you pay attention. And then once you show your true colors, I believe your ass. Just so you know. I believed it.
We already moved on to something else.
But I just want the person to know I believed it.
Hey, it's a true story, man. When people show you who they really are, believe them. When they show you the true colors.
I believed it, and so should you.
Absolutely.
And I don't know who this story was and where I heard it from, but I'm glad I wrote it down, because I was like, dang, this was real life. I can't remember what I was watching, listening to.
That wasn't one of the emails that you received from a listener?
No, I don't think this was an email, because I remember pausing and replaying and pausing and replaying. So I was either listening to it or watching it.
Okay. All right.
Because I was like, this is not real life, but it was a true story. And my advice to the husband, get rid of your female best friend. That's not your female best friend. Because she would have never responded to your fiance, who you choose, who you love, who you choosing to be with, and tell her that you would cheat with a woman that is single, or if she was married.
That was cold. That was cold.
As soon as that hoe said that, yeah, she a hoe.
That was cold.
As soon as she said that, you should have, and when you found out she said that to your fiance, you should have been like, okay.
Because you planting the seed, because your best friend, you're planting the seed in fiance's head that, oh, yeah, that's my best friend. I know everything about this person.
Oh, and another thing she was doing, she kept sending him emojis and stuff from Instagram, social media. She's all on his page, liking this. Like, overly doing it. Like, you overstepping your boundaries. Like, it's time. Like, sit down.
Yeah, I mean.
Sit down. Like, if that's your best friend, why would she even do that? Why would she want your fiance to feel uncomfortable at all?
You can't plant those bad seeds.
Listen, I'm not trying to go hang with you without my husband. Period. Unless we came up with something. And my husband has his girl best friends that you have business meetings and stuff. Yeah. He goes to business meetings with them without me. I'm not tripping about it. I get it. I understand all that stuff. But that didn't happen until now. Like, until I was able to really trust them for who they are. Because any other time, they would never see him without me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's just a respect thing.
Don't put yourself in that situation to have to explain. And like, even if there's nothing happening, You don't want to put your mate in that position.
At all. You always, listen, you do whatever you can to just, my guy best friends, when it comes to their wives, girlfriends, whatever it is, once I find out that they're in a relationship, everything kind of pauses. I'm not hitting them up like that. I would never hit them up. And then when I saw them, I would speak to her first.
And my female friends talk to her more than they talk to me.
True. They do.
I ain't even a friend no more. She the friend.
Oh, stop. But no, seriously, I'm so serious. Like, I talk to them first. I ask them questions. And if I ever talk to them without them, I always be like, hey, tell them I said hi, tell them this, and my love to the family. I'm never, ever disrespectful to anyone's spouse.
Yeah. Because you got the personality that if you wanted to be messy, you could be messy because you're the homegirl
that know way too much.
Not only that, you're just that cool homegirl.
Oh.
And women sometimes can get intimidated because you're so cool. Like, you're really a homie.
Thanks, honey. I am.
Like,
but
for real.
I do my best.
So it's good for you just to kind of like step all the way back. Because I can see how another female can get intimidated.
But I don't know why. But listen, you don't ever have my guy friends know when it comes to them. Even my friends that are in the same sex relationships, they know I back all the way off. I don't want no parts.
And see,
none
this
of that
has
smoke.
nothing to do with, we all know she's beautiful. She's gorgeous as ever. It has nothing to do with your looks though. It's just because your personality, you just cool. And you just a legitimate homie. So when guys, guy friends talk to you, they talk to you as you was a homie, not
right.
you just happen to be a girl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that sometimes to another woman, you.
But I do my best. I've only had one instance where it kind of just shocked me, and there was nothing I could have done, and you was there, and you were my witness. That there was nothing I could have done differently, babe.
Let me see. I'm trying to think.
Oh my God, how can you not remember? I still care for this person for some reason. That's the reason why I'm not gonna like blast this person like that. But like, remember when we went to dinner?
Oh yeah, that was unfortunate.
And I'm like,
yeah, that was weird.
Literally, I did absolutely nothing. He was there the entire time. I'm like, babe, what did I do?
Yeah, you didn't do nothing.
I was like, what did I do?
Yeah, that one still baffles me, but anywho.
But the thing is, I know, I always make a conscious effort not tell him that, like, I know, that's just not me. And I feel like if you're the best friend, respect your friends, marriage, relationship, stay in your lane. Don't cross that motherfucker. No.
All right. We almost made it through.
We did.
Matter of fact, it's about that time to wrap up because she's been good this week.
I have. Okay, don't cross it though.
We still receiving emails from last week's episode.
Shut
and
up.
if y'all didn't listen to it or watch it, go do it.
But if you have a story you would want me to talk about, please send them my way.
Yes, indeed, man. Y'all fill our DMs up, send our emails up. PerfectPairPodcast.com is the main website, but you can see us and find us anywhere on social media. And go subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Perfect Pair Podcast. Pimpin'! On that note, deuces!
Bye.
Yay Networks.